her is sound asleep.
She likes her afternoon naps.
So does her mother.
What were you doing in there for so long?
I was watching her sleep. I like to do that. You know, this is gonna sound really silly, but she seems more relaxed. It's kind of like she knows something's changed around here. And I think she likes having her father here.
I like being here.
Mason, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Something's bothering you.
No,
I know it.
nothing you need to be concerned about.
You promised no secrets, remember?
I was just thinking about what John Phineas said to me last night.
Well, is he thinking of not handling the case?
No, he just had some very specific advice about how I should behave before we go to court.
Well, look, if you need me to do anything, just let me know. I really think he's the best divorce attorney in the firm.
I know. That's why I found his advice so disturbing.
Well, what advice are you talking about?
He wants me to move out of here.
Those security plans you managed to get from Кейн are going to prove invaluable.
Good. I'm just glad it's over.
That's far from over, Andrea.
No, I meant my role.
I'm speaking of your role. As much as those plans are going to prove invaluable, there's more important security information on the Capitol Hotel that I need badly.
Look, I think I've pushed this thing with Кейn as far as I possibly can.
Well, you're going to have to push it a little further.
No! I don't think it's a good idea, all right? He's only going to get suspicious.
I'm not blind, Andrea. I know what you're going through. I'm sorry you have to use him, but you know how important this assignment is. Кейn has the information that we need, and you're the only person who can get it.
Andrea Bedford's room, please. Yes, I did just call before. I thought she might have come in since then. Could you at least ring her room for me? Thank you. What? Oh. No message, thanks.
Where have you been? I was on the phone in the bedroom. I come out here and you're gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had some business to take care of.
Well, I thought we took care of business together, don't we?
Yeah.
You didn't see Harry, did you?
No, but I got a feeling I'm going to be seeing him real soon.
Well, after what happened in the movie theater, I doubt if Harry's going to seek you out to talk to you.
That's why I decided not to give him a choice in the matter. In a few hours, everybody in Santa Barbara is going to know that I am looking for Harry. Up all over town, and I put it in the newspapers.
This is what you were doing when you were gone?
That and taping a television spot asking for the public's help in locating Harry.
You're meaning to tell me you're going to ask the citizens of Santa Barbara to track down an undercover agent who could be an assassin for another government?
I'm asking them to track down a Mr. Anthony Gardner, whose family has not seen him for years and who stands to inherit a fortune. I said the family was offering a reward of $50,000.
A $50,000 reward? You're going to give $50,000 to someone who can find Harry?
I'm not going to give anything to anybody because I expect this whole mess will be resolved before anybody has a chance to claim the money.
Look, I don't mean to appear stupid, but I don't really understand why you did what you did.
Darling, I'm putting some pressure on him. I'm sending him a message. I'm not going to sit here and let him call the shots. He's going to have to deal with me.
Great.
And I just hope it happens soon. Because if I don't hear from the man by tonight, I'm going to have to do what the agency is paying me to do.
You're going to have to kill him?
Harry, I can't do it. I can't play with Kane's feelings this way.
You went back there last night, didn't you, after you gave me the plans? You went back to him.
Yes. But when I woke up with him this morning, I realized I'd taken this thing as far as I possibly could. If I leave now, he won't be hurt so bad.
I know what it's like to get emotionally involved. But sometimes there's no choice.
There has to be another way.
Even if there were, there isn't time to find it. Andrea, you know what is at stake. We have to have that information. We only get one chance. The meeting is only 2 weeks away, and the times that the players arrive keep changing. We have to have access to someone who has inside security information.
What is it you want me to do?
I need you to find out the exact time of the big meeting.
He's not going to tell me that, and that's certainly not information he's going to have lying around.
I know. That's why you have to bug his telephone and his office and stay around him without arousing suspicion. Use any means necessary to find out what's going to go down.
Harry, look.
This is a picture of Anthony Gardner. We're asking your help in finding him. His family is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading us to him.
What is Cruise doing?
I have to get out of here.
Wait, when will you call me?
The storm reminds me of the storm, the terrible storm when I was doing film in Los Angeles. I think it was the first time that you and I had been separated since we met. You were still married to Pamela, but you had told her it was all over. I remember I insisted to my director that he shoot my scenes right away so I could get up here and be with you. By the time I started out, the roads had become impassable with all the rain and the airports were closed, so I spent the night in Los Angeles. I couldn't even call you from my hotel room because the telephone lines were down. And then, the next couple of days, when I finally got up here, I remember such incredible devastation because of the storm. That huge palm tree in the formal gardens had been ripped out. And you were different. Something had happened. You held me in your arms tightly. But when I asked you what was wrong, you kept changing the subject, so eventually I dropped it. I never did find out what happened to you here during the storm.
I'll never forget how black the sky was that night. And the rain. It's like a downpour in the summer that stops almost as soon as it starts. It didn't stop. Hours and hours of that damn pounding rain. I was standing outside the door watching when the wind ripped that palm out of the ground. The storm was destroying everything. I wondered if it was going to destroy my life.
Hello, Mrs. Conrad.
Oh, Mr. Clark. How are you?
Fine, except I was just thinking about that heavy weather coming in on us. So you were here in '58 for that big storm, weren't you?
I don't remember. I hate storms. I try not to think about them at all.
Nobody could forget that storm. I was just thinking that's the day my brother disappeared. And the weather started up just like that.
Yes, well, I better get moving before this one gets worse. You will let me know if there's any danger to the rig, won't you?
Sure.
I would have served you breakfast in bed if you'd stayed last night. You don't know what you missed.
Well, I'm sure I missed a lot, Gina, but the last thing I want to do is rush things between the two of us right now.
I understand. I wasn't complaining. I was just making an observation. What's your father doing here in the middle of the day?
There's only one way to find out. Dad?
Oh, Scott?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Mrs. Kaplan?
Oh, please, call me Gina, Mr. Parker.
Sure, I will. You can see.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? Your son is such a great doctor. I got my sight back.
Well, actually, I had nothing to do with it.
Do you know there's a big storm brewing outside?
Yeah, I know.
So that's why you're so down, huh? You always get so depressed whenever there's a big storm.
I do, too. And I used to think it was all psychological, and someone told me maybe it's a sinus problem.
It's not the storm that bothers me. It's the memories that's connected with it.
Well, there was a big storm the night my Uncle Hal disappeared.
I can understand why it might be painful for you, then.
Yeah, it's been such a long time, Dad. You know, you shouldn't let it get to you so much.
What am I supposed to do? I can't let it go.
Yeah, you can't expect him to do that.
Well, I know that you and Uncle Hal were really close, but lately all you seem to be thinking about is the day that he left home.
Now, wait a minute, let's get something straight. He never left home. I went through some of his things the other day, and I can tell you he wasn't planning to go anywhere.
You can't know that for certain.
Yes, I can. I know my own brother. I knew him like a book. I can't expect you to understand that. You were never close to your brother.
Oh, come on. You know how I feel about Travis. Don't...
I'm not saying that you don't love him. I'm just saying that you weren't together with him all the time like I was with Hal. Then I got married. I got wrapped up in all my own problems. Look, Scott, you were just a baby. There were a lot of things piling up on me, but I know now I should have followed this thing right to the end, way back then.
I'm just trying to say to you that you shouldn't beat yourself up so much about it.
You're right about that. That's why I'm gonna make some sense out of this whole thing. I thought this photograph might lead me somewhere. I still can't understand why he took a picture with her.
Oh, was your brother a friend of the Capwells?
Not that I know of. But that was taken at the company picnic.
Since when does СиСи invite employees up to his estate?
No. The picnics were held at some ranch near Ojai.
Yeah, but this picture was taken up at the Capwell estate.
Are you sure?
Positive. I know the exact spot.
Why would Pamela Conrad lie to me about this?
The picture was taken a long time ago. Maybe she just forgot.
No, not Pamela.
No. Gina's right. She didn't forget. She was very specific. This picture was taken at a company picnic. Are you sure you can show me the exact spot where this was taken on the estate?
Sure. I'll show it to you right now if you want.
Yeah, I want.
Okay. Let's go.
Good. Let's go.
Why didn't you tell me last night that you were going to move out?
I didn't say I was going to move out.
No games, okay?
All right. I don't know why his advice came as such a shock to me. Well, I do know, actually. I wanted to move in here with you and Samantha right away. No delays.
Then do that.
You're a lawyer, Julia. You know as much about divorces and settlements as I do. You know how important propriety in the eyes of the court can be.
What about the importance of this relationship?
You know how much it means to me. You're not being rational.
No, I'm not being rational at all. You see, you're not talking to Julia Wainwright, attorney here. I have spent a year talking all about propriety and legalities and living without you. And in the past few days, your touch is the first thing that I feel when I wake up in the morning and the last thing before I go to bed at night, and I am not ready to give that up.
Think I am?
Your lawyer is telling you to.
You want me just to ignore his advice?
In this particular case, could you?
Lawyer's job is to cut through the emotional, give objective advice. You know that.
Mason, is this up for discussion, or have you already made up your mind?
We're talking about several $1 million. Can't expect me to walk away from that. Think what we could do for Samantha.
Don't bring Samantha into this. That isn't the issue. I'm a professional, and I've provided very well for her. What Samantha needs is for you and me to be here for her.
Julie, you're not being realistic.
I know. And I know I'm not being smart. I can't help it. I'm not giving you ultimatums, Mason. I don't want you to think that. I'm just telling you how I feel.
I know. And I shouldn't have worried you with it in the first place. I think I've already figured out how to deal with it. I'm going to check into a suite at the Capwell Hotel, and that will be my official residence. But most of the time, I'll be here with you.
Do you really think John is gonna go for that?
He'll have to. I'll move some things in over there. I'll have to take some phone calls over there to make it look good for the court. But there's some things I'm just not willing to give up.
See? That picture was taken right over there.
Absolutely right. There's no question about it.
So the picture was taken there. It really doesn't mean anything.
Of course it does. Don't you understand? There's something wrong here. Hal never told me he was coming out to the Capwell Estates. He should have mentioned it to me.
Maybe you didn't know him as well as you thought you did, Dad.
Yeah, you like that idea, don't you? The thought that your old man might be a complete fool.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but you're thinking it. I'm gonna find out why Hal never told me. Why Pamela Conrad lied to me about this picture.
It sounds very fishy. But I wouldn't put anything past the Capwells.
Well, maybe you can talk to ΣiSi yourself. Here he comes now.
Tell you what, we haven't been on the best of terms since the second divorce. I'm just gonna skip this confrontation.
Now, Dad, don't start anything, all right? Just please take my advice.
What am I supposed to do? Go to pieces and back off just because this guy's got a lot of money? You don't know me very well, do you?
Gentlemen, may I ask what you two are doing on my property?
Well, I don't see why we can't manage that. Yeah, no, it looks to me like all the heads of state are going to be very well protected. Yeah. No, I see. No, I don't need their actual arrival times that far in advance. No, I understand the security precautions. Yeah, no. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Just a minute. Oh, yeah, come in.
Hi.
What do you want?
This is it? This is everything you want?
Yeah, I thought I remembered everything. Is something wrong?
I suppose I'm surprised.
Why?
I'm going to be very honest with you, Mrs. Capwell. May I call you Victoria?
Of course.
Victoria, Mason Capwell belongs to one of the wealthiest families in California. I'd never know that by looking at what you've put down on this paper. May I speak freely?
Please.
I assume that when you asked me to help you through this difficult time, you wanted my expertise.
Oh, yes, I do.
I've gone over everything you've told me very carefully. You have every reason to be very angry. There's no question as to who is the injured party in this divorce.
Yes, I know, but I want it to be fair and in spite of this.
Maybe we have a different perception of fair. It could be that you're so involved in all this, you don't realize what you've been through. I've seen that happen before. The hurt is so great, you just want to get out, get it over with. And then later on, when it's too late, you realize how foolish you've been and how you've been taken advantage of. Let me tell you what I think this case is about. This case is about a woman who was made to feel useless and unwanted. About a woman who felt there was nowhere to turn. And that maybe, just maybe, drugs could provide some comfort. About a woman whose husband constantly made excuses to go to work just so he could be with his lover. About a woman whose husband told her she was paranoid when she began to see a pattern of infidelity. It's about a woman who was persuaded by her husband's lover, under the pretext of friendship, to leave her husband on their child's first Christmas and to check into a drug clinic. It's about a woman who came back from that experience to discover that her husband and his lover had slept together the entire time she was in a desperate struggle fighting a drug abuse problem. That's what this is all about, Victoria. And this is all that woman's going to walk away with?
John,
Julia?
come on in.
I thought I might find Mason here.
Yeah, I'm here. John, what can I do for you?
I need to speak to you. Alone, if possible.
Sure, I need to feed Samantha anyway. Nice to see you.
Is this one of those discreet times you were going to visit Julia?
Are you checking up on me, John?
It's a good thing I wasn't a detective hired by your wife's attorney. You didn't make any attempt to hide when I came in the door.
Well, maybe you should clarify discretion for me, John. I didn't know it meant leaping into a closet whenever there was a knock at the door.
Mason, you left this number at the office if anyone needed to reach you. I'm supposed to be representing you in this divorce, and I get the feeling you're not even trying.
Calm down, John. I've already taken your advice. My official residence is now a suite at the Capwell Hotel.
Have you moved your things in yet?
Well, no, not yet, but...
Ask yourself something, Mason. Is an afternoon like this worth $1 million? $2 million? Because that's what it could end up costing you. Think about that.
To Capwell.
Well, just because she happens to be living in a guest house doesn't mean that she has the run of my estate, you know.
I asked Gina to bring me here, Mr. Capwell. Do you remember my brother Hal? He used to work for you?
Yes, yes, a long time ago, remember Hal?
No, 1958 to be exact. And that's when he disappeared. He took this picture with your ex-wife on your estate. You have any idea what he was doing here, Mr. Capwell?
No, a lot of my employees were here for a lot of different reasons. I certainly don't remember any one particular incident that long ago.
And I have to assume there must have been something very secretive about it.
Why would you say that?
Because knowing my brother, he would have told me about it. He would have mentioned it to me.
Ben, if you don't understand your own brother, I don't know how I can be of help. And now I suggest you two leave the property because the storm is going to hit pretty soon, and I don't intend to be caught up in it.
Dad, come on, let's go.
Oh, no. Didn't you see his face?
You're grabbing at straws. Why don't you just leave it alone?
Leave it alone? All right, I will for now, because I'm going out to the rig to see if everything's secure because of this storm. But I'll be back.
Why were you hiding from СиСи?
It's kind of a long story. Why don't you come back to the guest house with me and I'll try to explain.
Well, I'd love to hear about it, but I have to get to the hospital right now. We'll talk later.
Okay, but while you're at the hospital, I'm going to see if I can't find out why СиСi was acting so weird.
Gina, just leave it alone. I mean it.
I'm sorry about disappearing this morning.
Look, you aren't under any obligation to hang around.
Well, I just had to check out a couple leads on my investigation.
You don't owe me any explanations. I just hope it all panned out for you.
Well, it didn't, really.
Didn't find your man, huh?
No. You're angry.
No.
What do you call it?
I don't know. What do you call it when somebody walks out on somebody else twice in the same 24-hour period?
Ken, I didn't walk out on you.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. What do you call it?
Look, I'm just trying to feel my way through this just like you are.
You can't feel your way through anything if you're not around. Look, I can't keep dropping in and out of whatever this thing is we're supposed to be having, so maybe we shouldn't have anything at all.
Is that something either of us can just decide?
I just did.
Kane, you can't be so afraid of rejection that you see it in everything I do.
Well, wait a minute. Exactly how do you want me to see this?
I want you to see that I want you. That I want to be with you.
Well, I'm kind of surprised Harry hasn't called by now.
I don't understand how you could be fool enough to hang around after what you've done.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not going anywhere. He's got a job to do. He's going to do it or he's going to fail. He's not going to run. Harry and I had our backs against the wall more times than I care to count, Eden. I know the man.
Until he went over the wall to the other side. You have no idea what may have happened in all that time.
Damn straight, I got no idea. I was thinking yesterday, waiting in that theater, about the last time I saw him. One of the last times I saw him, we were out one night drinking. We just completed an assignment. It was just before he defected. He must have been thinking about going over. At a certain point in time, he just stopped talking, looked at me, and said, "Cruz, I will never lie to you." That was it.
What if you're wrong about Harry? What if he doesn't try to contact you?
Well, then I guess I'm gonna have to get to him before any major politicos arrive in Santa Barbara.
Cruz, you're gonna have to kill him. Because if you're wrong, he's gonna try to kill you first.
Can I get you a table?
No thanks.
Can I get you a drink then?
That was a little early for me.
Me too. I meant maybe later, just the two of us.
Maybe another time. Victoria, I'm glad I ran into you.
Mr. Capwell, I'm representing your wife, and right now she has nothing to say to you.
Well, I don't think an exchange of civil words will hurt your case.
Would you excuse us?
Victoria moved into the Capwell Hotel. I'll be over to collect the rest of my clothes in a few days.
If any of this makes you uncomfortable, I can arrange a specific time for your husband to pick up his clothes. I can meet him at the apartment. You wouldn't even have to be there.
I don't think that's necessary.
Nice to see you're so zealous in protecting your client's interests. Julie, I thought you were at the office.
The office?
Yeah, your secretary said that you were stuck with the Martin depositions all day. I'm glad you were able to get out from under. You know, of course, the infamous Jason Jacobson.
No, actually, we haven't met.
I've heard a great deal about you.
Really?
Oh, yes. I understand you're an attorney.
Well, you understand correctly.
Are you here for lunch?
Yes, lunch. Mm-hmm.
See you in court, Mr. Capwell, and perhaps we'll see you there too, Miss Wainwright.
Well, I didn't handle that particularly well, did I?
We just have to get our act together.
I don't think Victoria looked very well. In fact, she seemed rather helpless.
She could hardly be called helpless with Jacobson as her lawyer.
Well, I'm not talking about the money or the divorce. I think the fact that she would just take her life and throw it into an unethical pig's lap like Jacobson is a little strange.
She does seem a little dependent on him, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what worries me. That kind of dependency breeds other things, and I can't help but worry about Chip and what'll happen to him if Victoria starts the cocaine again.
Julia, she's depressed, and with good reason. You can't automatically assume that she'll go back to cocaine.
I know that. I just don't want us to bury our heads in the sand again.
I have nothing to say in the matter. Unless she's doing something that endangers Chip's welfare, I have absolutely no say in how she runs her life.
So something awful has to happen to Chip before you'll do something about it?
No, I didn't mean for it to sound that way. Julia, I'm as concerned about this as you are. But you have to remember that one of the main reasons she checked into the clinic was because of Chip. We just have to hope that she hasn't lost sight of that fact.
To your assortment of nefarious talents?
Oh, Rosa let me in. You see, Brandon left his favorite sweater here, and I was just looking for it.
Did you ever think of trying the bedroom?
That's a good idea.
You can see.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about it.
After you became a nun?
Gina, what is going on? What are you doing here?
She was looking through the drawers. What is it? Did Lily Light come back to town and pull another miracle or what?
I'll get the sweater some other time.
Gina! Gina! Now that you have your vision back, Maybe you can see your way clearly to packing your bags by the morning. I'll pay for the van. The men will be here first thing in the morning.
СиСи, I don't have any place to move to.
Oh, you poor thing. You mean you didn't plan ahead? What happened to all that money I gave you from the huge settlement you got?
You know, I was never very good at saving.
No, you were never good at anything that required restraint. But I'm sure you'll find someone to put a roof over your head in exchange for, whatever you have to offer.
Well, Sophia, you wouldn't let СиСи just throw me out like that, would you? I mean, you wouldn't want to sabotage Brandon's stability or conspire with СиСi to have us thrown out on the street.
We have to think of Brandon, СиСi.
She's right. I mean, I knew your mothering instinct would come out in this circumstance. Besides, I mean, if I had to leave on a moment's notice, I don't know where I'd go. I might have to take Brandon back east. Who knows whether you'd ever see him again.
СиСi Kepwell.
Oh, thank heavens you're there.
What now?
СиСi, Ben Clark called me. He wants me to go out to the oil rig right away.
Why don't you send Mason and Jeffrey? Aren't they your prime henchmen?
I can't reach them, either one of them. And I have to go out there, I know.
Fine, you go out there. There's no reason for me to.
But Ben Clark, you know...
Has nothing on you. He has nothing on either of us. The man who works for you, remember that? Don't you forget it, and don't let him forget it.
I think you're just trying to stir up trouble for the Capwells.
No, I'm not. I just wanted to help your father, that's all.
You want to help my father? Then don't encourage him. I just want him to drop the whole thing.
He seems very disturbed over the disappearance of his brother. I mean, he's got a few clues. Why shouldn't he follow through on them?
Because I know my father, Gina, and that's not what he's gonna do. He's not gonna go around trying to find any facts. He's gonna just jump to conclusions, which he's already doing, and try and make a federal case out of this. And he's not gonna find out a damn thing about his brother. He's just gonna end up hurting himself, that's it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the Capwells wanted to make someone like Hal disappear, they could do it.
Gina, what you don't understand is that my father's only interested in blaming the rich and powerful for all of his problems. This is just another way for him to do that.
Look, I didn't come here to fight with you. If you don't want me to help your father, I won't. I didn't know you felt so strongly about it.
Well, I do.
Well, now that I know that, I won't pursue it.
Thank you.
You know, I really do care how you feel about things. Believe that, don't you?
I want to.
When are you going to realize we should be back together?
Not yet, Gina.
But it's been a long time already. I sure miss you.
I gotta get back to the hospital.
Why don't you come in and try to relax?
I can't relax, you know, with a storm coming on. It always reminds me.
Reminds you of what?
Nothing always reminds you how much I hate storms. I guess I'm too attached to this place. There's always so much damn damage.
Yes, but that's damage that can be repaired.
Sometimes. Look, there's something I have to do, and, won't take me very long.
Hi.
How did you get in here?
The door was open. Some detective.
Carmen!
She's here. Actually, I just came by to ask you if you'd like to have dinner this evening.
Well, if it's with the Andrea that I saw at lunchtime, then yes. But if it's with the one this morning, I don't know. No, I'd love it.
Great.
Look, I got some work I need to do for a while. Can I call you?
Sure. I'll be in my room.
Okay.
See that? The weather's really rough out there. Waves are really high. They just put out the storm flag.
Hello?
Cruz, what kind of stunt are you trying to pull?
I have to talk to you, Harry. We need to meet.
You've already done a lot of damage. You've got to cut off this idiotic campaign. Putting my picture on television?
Did you hear me, man? We have to talk right away.
I'm telling you to stop it, Cruz. Otherwise, that fiancé of yours...
Harry, I'm not stopping anything till I see you, man.
Mason, stay back there, all right? Just, can you hear me? Just a minute. What are you doing here?
We've drawn up a list of Capwell's demands.
Fine. Why are you giving them to me?
Because we want to give them to Mason.
Julia, have you seen...
I'd like you to look these over.
What are you doing here?
We went to your new residence at the Capwell Hotel. Nobody had seen you all day or all night. We went to your office, but I had a hunch you would be here. I hope it's all worth it, Mason.
She wants everything. I would have thought they'd come out in a storm like this.
Hello?
Stunt are you trying to pull, Cruz?
I have to talk to you, Harry. We need to meet.
You've already done a lot of damage. Gotta cut out this idiotic campaign, putting my picture on television.
Did you hear me, man? We have to talk right away.
I'm telling you to stop it, Cruz, otherwise your fiancé is gonna...
I'm not stopping anything until I see you, man.
Isn't that weird?
Well, obviously he just panicked and he hung up.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, he was talking, and you could hear that noise in the background, and then when he stopped talking, you couldn't hear the noise anymore.
Well, it was like he put his hand over the phone or something.
Exactly. Wait a second.
Hello?
Stunt are you trying to pull, Cruz?
I have to talk to you, Harry. We need to meet.
You've already done a lot of damage. Gotta cut out this idiotic campaign, putting my picture on television.
Did you hear me, man? We have to talk right away.
I'm telling you to stop it, Cruz, otherwise your fiancé is gonna...
I'm not stopping anything until I see you, man.
Did you hear that?
The storm signal?
Yeah, exactly. That must be why he put his hand over the phone. He didn't want me to hear that.
Well, why would he care with it?
Harry must be staying near the beach.
So there you have it, Mrs. Conrad. The platform structure's still pretty solid, but the repairs to the piping system, I don't know if it's gonna make it through this storm. I thought you should know all that.
Yes, well, is there anything you can do to minimize the damage to the repairs?
Well, there's just no time. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Well, you do what you can. I've got to get back now.
Mrs. Conrad, wait a minute, please, if you don't mind. Would you answer a question about this picture, please?
I can't believe this. How many times do I have to go over this? This was taken at some company picnic.
Yes, I know you told me that, but it turns out that that's not true. This was taken at the Capwell estate. And, you know, there was no picnics there.
Well, then perhaps it was taken in the house. Maybe your brother was there for some business meeting. СиСи often held business meetings at the house.
No, my brother wasn't that important to СиСi. He would have told me so.
Mr. Clark, don't you think it's a little ridiculous to be discussing a photograph like this, some old photograph? I had a horrendous ride out here in that helicopter. I don't feel very well. I just want to get home.
I'm afraid you're going to have to stay here, Mrs. Conrad.
Stay here?
There's no way a chopper can take off in that. We're just going to have to ride out this storm together.
President Reagan and Egyptian President Mubarak meet at the White House. Can Mubarak persuade the U.S. to take action in Israel or get tougher in the Gulf? Also, for the first time, Nicaragua's Contras sit down face-to-face with the Sandinistas. These stories and more tonight on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.